Hey guys, welcome back to today's Let's Play of the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. I'm still really excited about this game. I've actually been thinking about it a lot since I started playing it. So just go ahead and click continue.
At midnight each day.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know.
This is kind of a recap of what we learned so far.
10. Keep up, Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home,
David is my husband.
all on my lonesome.
Stabbed him with a steak knife.
Nothing changes.
I'm a qualified angel of death when I'm dancing.
You get this day over and over.
Hilda,
I black out,
I don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just...
naked on the beach.
Hannah.
Is that it for today?
David hunts,
I can change my skin.
then skins.
Dr. Dekker dated his patients.
I had a hot date
We went out for drinks.
I took photos of Jessica.
It's really cool.
Dekker did
on
phone
Valentine's Day.
and ask me for Nathan's number.
There was a girl there.
Am I wrong to keep the locket?
I'm allowed to talk to her, aren't I?
He was preoccupied with finding
Photographs.
patterns.
Rocking chair.
I haven't been back to the beach since
I had a bit of a shaky loop incident.
where I find something
I set fire
beautiful in the sea.
to Hannah's clothes in the garden.
I dug the grave.
I wish I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me.
It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Cool. Okay, so who are we talking to today? Elin, Marianna, Nathan. This is new. Professor Warwick? I don't know who you are, friend. Jaya, Bryce. Okay, so the usual people plus whoever Professor Warwick is. Alright, why don't we start with, what do we got? The arrest report says Claire killed David. I've underlined something. Wait, what? Claire's arrest report. Parental call received from the neighbor of the Bower house. Oh, her husband is dead. Okay, so that's why Dr. Dekker said that she was delirious. Her husband is in a lake house somewhere. He's dead. Okay. Do we get any more evidence to crime scene report? Dekker. Okay, so this is Dr. Dekker's murder scene crime report. Victim was located in his office, seated on a chair, soaked in blood with an obvious chest wound. Paper spike protruding from the approximate region of the victim's heart. Time of death, between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. It was discovered at 10:20 p.m. Okay. Any more evidence? No, nothing we haven't seen before. Alright, so let's start with Claire, because now I'm curious about her, because she keeps talking about her husband at the lake house, David, but he's very obviously dead. How are you today?
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about. She was playing outside.
I don't think the girl is real either, honey. Have you seen your arrest report?
It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
I will. The report says you were arrested for murder, Claire.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
Alright. So how could you have a funeral if David isn't dead,
Buried
honey?
at Hanley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face. You should ask him.
I will ask him. But, did you intend to fatally wound him? Because you're the one that stabbed him to
David wanted
death.
have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore. Which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it.
But how are you not in prison?
So I fixed him.
Fixed him? How did you
It
fix
was
him?
about a week later. I brought David back to life. Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
Alright, so this is weird. So, that guy Bryce in our last episode, the Gravedigger, said that we should never opt for a burial because you can be brought back. And now she says that before her husband was buried, she was able to bring him back by willing it to happen. And Dr. Dekker has told his other patients that if they will things to happen, it will happen too. So something weird is going on. Did you resurrect Oh, which patient was a pallbearer? She's talking about Bryce.
Bryce was a pallbearer for
Yeah.
David. He's also a gravedigger, I believe.
Yeah, we knew that. How do you know about Bryce? How do you know him?
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult. Unless you pay the right people.
You paid him to smuggle the body out? Did you resurrect David?
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
What were the results of it? Because she keeps talking about his deteriorating health, but she hasn't really been specific about how his health is deteriorating. Is he, like, rotting?
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead.
This is
Important
really
bits.
cool. I like this.
So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
Interesting. What problem do you
I'm
have?
charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
Oh, I don't like where this is going. So how are the police charging her for murder and she's walking the streets and she's attending my therapy sessions? Unless maybe things work differently in Britain than I'm accustomed to. I feel like if you kill somebody, you probably shouldn't just be walking around. How can I help you?
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder, to lessen my sentence. Because I'm not a killer, but I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
What? I've been kind of like playing into their hands and feeding their delusions, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Do we think that she's a killer? Oh, this is tough. I'm gonna say, no, you're not a killer.
Thank you, Doctor. So then you'll help me. You'll say I was temporarily insane.
Oh God, what should we do? I'm afraid if we say no, then that's gonna stop. No, you weren't Yes.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all I needed to hear. From you or Dr. Dekker. But Dr. Dekker wouldn't do that for me. He wanted something else.
What did he want? Did he want to date you too?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my alleged ability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
The girl? What girl?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house. Just for me. And he asked me to reanimate her. It was Iris. I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
Iris was the girl that Claire's husband was dating. Why is she in the basement of his house? Did you help Iris?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped, and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
Okay. What changed Dekker's mind about your ability?
Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Yeah, I would like to see him, actually. Put your money where your mouth
Very
is.
well. In our next session.
Okay. Do you... while we're... I don't think there's any other evidence to ask her about. I'm curious, because I don't think we asked her. Dating Dekker? Because we remember that we asked Elin and Marianne both. Dating
That's
Dekker?
not relevant here.
Oh, no, never mind. Alright. I was just curious. Claire says the girl invades from Dekker was Iris. She should tell Bryce that Claire says has been smuggling bodies. And some things, I wonder if Bryce buried David. What happened to Ben? Ask patients about the paper spike. Too much to do today. Do you know anything about the paper spike? The one that was used to kill Dr. Dekker, I assume.
Paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or through his eye, or perhaps through the ear into his brain. Or was it just a frenzied, bloody mess of a murder? Do you know, Doctor?
I do know it went into his heart. Okay, alright, so we're at yellow with her, so let's pause on Claire. She's really piqued my interest now. I love how, like, every day that we're here talking to patients, like, somebody else has something really cool and interesting to offer. So let's talk to Bryce, the gravedigger, next. How are you
Hello,
today?
Doctor. I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person. I know taking naked photographs is wrong, but you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like. Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
I don't have an extra hour. So this is the guy that's a gravedigger who thinks that every night he gets an extra hour to himself at midnight. He gets an extra midnight hour to do as he pleases. And he likes taking naked photographs of people. I don't have an extra hour, Bryce.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure. Watching me and following me. I followed it too.
Okay. You want to tell me more about that? Who is it?
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
What about him? Tell me more. This is so great. Okay. Where did you follow the hooded figure?
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away.
Okay.
And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like, it's testing me.
Okay. Tell me about the bedroom window.
I looked in.
Okay.
Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor. There was an old woman in bed. I went inside. Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette. I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise. And no, I didn't take any pictures.
That was my first thought, actually. That's why I asked. I thought you were going to tell me you took more naked pictures of people. Tell me about the bar brawl.
I split the brawl up.
That's it? Tell me about the open till.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing any more.
Defensive. Why would the military be following you in your extra hour?
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
What do you want me to do, friend? Yeah, sure, I'll do something for you. What do you want me to do?
Would you tell Jessica I love her?
Your
She
neighbor?
didn't really know me that well, but I did love her. And also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Please destroy it. Please, don't look at it.
Is that full of your naked pictures? Anyway, did you bury David Castleford? David Castleford is Claire's husband.
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Did Claire ask you to do something with David's body?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor. I saw Claire Castleford's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave. He is in the ground. I'm sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
So either she's lying or he's lying. What else can you tell me about Dekker?
I spied on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Did you see a girl in his basement? What did you
I've
see?
been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before.
Right.
So I began spying on him at home.
This is so cool.
One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
So that's two people. Oh, what did you do
I
with the chain
removed
girl? Did you let her go?
chains, dressed her,
Oh.
and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil.
Wait.
I destroyed evil.
So was there really a girl in his basement? Because Claire corroborated that story. Wait. Do you know Iris?
The girl who was chained in the basement. Her name is Iris.
Oh.
How do you know that? Not that it means anything. She wouldn't remember me anyway. Time was frozen.
That's right. Okay. This is cool. Tell me about the paper
Dr.
spike.
Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could pass right through my hand.
Did that ever work? Huh. They take the girl in Dekker's basement to a police station. Tell Claire Bryce says her husband is in the ground. This is cool. They're all starting to, like, intertwine now. I didn't know they were going to do that. That's pretty neat. So let's talk to Elin next. She was the nurse, and she's been having people die in her funeral home under her watch. And she also says that she can change her skin. She can shift. How are you today, Elin?
Okay, I suppose. Works fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's Terry.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a bit sad, to be honest.
You're sad.
Getting
Why are
all
you
my
sad?
keepsakes back.
Oh. her patients were giving her gifts right before they died. She had like a locket and a ring and some other stuff. Why did you get the keepsakes back?
Well, I've thought about it. And well, I know you said it was okay that I should keep them, but maybe it did look a bit suspicious. Me having things that have belonged to patients who've died in my care.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't want people to get the wrong idea about me. The locket, the watch, the ring, even the little bird Sarah Dekker gave me. I wasn't supposed to mention her.
The little China bird? Wait. Dekker? Like Dr. Dekker's mom?
Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a
Oh.
while ago.
Interesting. How's Hilda?
Hilda's nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot, not eating much. She hasn't been that argumentative either. Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday.
Does she have like dementia? Why did she
It was
scratch you,
nothing.
honey?
I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know? I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left.
So she changes her form into like their loved ones right before they pass. She says, "Do what tonight?" So she's gonna change her
The
form.
answer to that, Doctor. What have we been talking about? What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better?
She's gonna shift. And pretend to be Hilda's daughter tonight.
That's the plan. I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now. Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes. Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them? Okay, hold on. Sorry, I don't think it's going to work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not going to die anytime soon.
Oh, well that's fun. Thank you, Elin. What do you say when you shift?
It's tricky. I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say.
Right.
I say things like, "It's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum," or "I love you, Dad." But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality.
Okay. Why bother shifting then if the patients know it's not the truth?
Does it really matter if it isn't the truth? Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace? Tell me honestly, Doctor, do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong?
I don't think it's wrong. I don't think that you're really doing it. No, it's not
Good.
wrong.
Because I really feel this is something I have to do.
I still think you're nuts, but I don't think you're wrong. Why do you feel sad
I know
today?
it's silly, but those things meant a lot to me. They were reminders that I'd helped those people.
The keepsake she's talking about. And how is Terry? She's the nurse that's been accusing her of stealing things from patients that
Terry
works
seems
at the
to have
nursing home.
backed down since I gave the keepsakes back. Actually, it doesn't seem like she's been very well. Not her usual self. Maybe she's got a bug or something.
Or you're gonna kill her. Are you gonna kill Terry?
It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Dekker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure. It's weird that whoever did it would choose the paper spike.
Why was it weird?
Dr. Dekker used to play with it in our sessions sometimes. You know, pick it up, handle it while we talked. I remember once, he pushed the spike through his skin. At this bit, here, between his thumb and his finger. He said he didn't think I'd mind the sight of blood, being a nurse and all that, but actually, there wasn't any.
Why wasn't there any blood?
I was a bit freaked out. At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't. The spike was real.
How do you know it was real?
Dr. Dekker gave me the paper spike to try. It wasn't fake. It was pretty sharp, actually. I don't know how he did it. He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't.
He willed it. Interesting. Okay, so that corroborates what Bryce said. All their stories and all their sessions are starting to intertwine. This is, like, really cool. Is Elin gonna pretend to be Hilda's daughter? Okay, let's talk to Marianna. So Marianna is constantly waking up naked at the beach and having these blackouts. The last session we had, she said she saw something really beautiful in the ocean, but she wouldn't tell us what it was. So here we go. Before you mentioned something beautiful in our last session.
You've got a good memory, Doctor. Let's talk dreams. Sometimes I'll dream about a light. Deep in the ocean somewhere. I head towards it because it's warm and glowing, like a beacon. And when I'm at the bottom, it's the most beautiful thing. Like a welcoming sun. Like I'm home. And then I wake up.
Okay. Well, let's ask her this first. How are you today?
I'm okay. Thanks for asking. It's rent day, and I always feel a little blue on rent day.
Are you having money problems?
Rent day is the day I pay rent to my landlady.
And why does it make you feel blue? Can I ask you about the rent?
Rent day is the day
I pay rent to my landlady. Well, we wouldn't ask that if there wasn't something else to follow up on about that, I wouldn't think. Like, that's obvious. Why a beacon in your dreams?
It's so beautiful. It calls me. It's like I'm in a trance. What does the dream mean, Doctor?
I couldn't say. Maybe the dream is symbolic. Maybe the dream is you're searching for something. Maybe the dream means you're searching for something. That sounds right.
I hate being in the same place for too long. Maybe I'm always searching for paradise or something.
That sounds reasonable, right? Let's try this one. I'm still curious about that rent thing. I feel like we wouldn't have been able to follow that up. How much is rent?
Rent day is the day I pay rent.
Landlady?
I pay my rent to a landlady.
Mm-hmm.
I don't own my own place. I'm just passing through.
Okay. To where? Going where? Where are you going? You're always passing through.
I don't know anything about.
Okay, wait, hold on. Passing through? Passing through.
I never stay in one town very long. I get bored too easily. Once you've seen the same faces over and over again, you move. Like I said before, I like to move around a lot.
Okay. How often is a lot? I'm getting better at asking these questions. How often do you move? Do We'll ask her this one, and then we'll follow up with more questions.
I don't know.
Oh, all right. Well then, fine. Have you had any more blackouts since our last session?
I've had no blackouts, and I haven't been to the beach since our last session.
That's great.
But I think I will today.
But don't do that.
Do you want to come with me to the beach?
No, I think that's a terrible idea. Maybe someone should come with you to the beach because you keep blacking out there and waking up naked.
Doctor, I think you're getting a little anxious. If you ever wanted to visit the beach, you can just turn up. It's not mine.
I don't think you should go to the beach, Marianna. Do you know anything about the paper spike and Dr. Dekker?
Used to put my checks on that thing. I guess someone thought they weren't getting value for money.
Okay. You mentioned checks?
I actually don't have a lot of money. Sometimes a therapy check would bounce, but Dr. Dekker would be okay with it. Oh, my checks are fine though, don't worry.
You just told me that they weren't fine. Do you have money problems? Is that why she gets blue on rent day?
I'm not broke. Men buy me drinks at bars though. Sometimes I'll get away with not paying at restaurants. Isn't that how it is for everybody?
You said you don't drink. She said it. She said it 2 times. Men buy you drinks? You don't drink, honey. Do you often go to bars and restaurants?
I don't like crowds, and I find it difficult to stay in the same place for too long.
She said she doesn't drink.
I guess I'm a fidget.
You dislike crowds but visit nightclubs.
Crowds at nightclubs and bars are different. The lights are dim. You can slink around without attracting too much attention.
You're very slinky, aren't you? Why slink?
Sometimes I'll kiss a guy in a club, and then he just follows me. Wherever I go. It's creepy. I don't want everyone seeing that.
Where do people follow you, Marianna?
They follow me. Wherever I go. Anywhere. Where do you think they follow me, Doctor?
I don't know. What happens after they follow you?
It depends where they follow me. If they follow me home, they bang on the door for an hour or so, then leave. Other places, they just disappear. I don't see them again.
Okay. Hold on a second. You don't drink. You've said it 2 times now, and I ask you every session because you keep talking about you go to bars. You don't drink.
I really don't know.
Don't do that. Don't do that to me. Don't you dare. She's such a liar. All right, hold on. We're going to move on to Nathan. Okay. How are you today, Nathan? So Nathan, his fiance died 5 years ago in a car accident that he was involved in, and he's been having loop days. So his days keep repeating, and he thinks that the only way to get past the loop day is to do something like wild, something tragic. So let's ask him how he's doing.
I burned the photos of Hannah.
Okay.
It didn't work. I suppose because the loss was superficial. The next thing I burned was the rocking chair. That worked. I've been getting rid of her stuff ever since.
Okay.
There was a day when I attacked a Salvation Army bin, but I gave in.
Okay. What happened with the Salvation Army
I
bin?
accidentally put Hannah's diary into a Salvation Army donation bin. They're like huge post boxes with a circular tray that makes sure things spill to the bottom. I tried to get in to get it back, but I gave up.
Okay. Did you read her diary?
I read the last few weeks of Hannah's diary a while ago. I must have accidentally dropped in some clothes for the Salvation Army bin. It's funny, because I wasn't going to read it. She said she'd fallen out of love with me.
Oh.
That she was going to break off the engagement.
Oh.
That she didn't love me anymore.
And then she died.
I regretted it.
Huh. What do you regret?
I regretted that I mourned for Hannah so long. I regret the grief. I regret all the days I slept through because of it. Had I known she didn't love me anymore, things would have been different. I'm a bit angry now. If I had that day over again, I may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Oh. So you'd still kill her. Let's talk about Hannah. Let's talk about your fiancé, shall we?
And thanks for the dating advice, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome. I guess. Did you follow it?
You told me not to look for anyone else until I was ready. So I didn't. I've just
You ready
been
now?
sitting at home, reading Hannah's diary, stewing. I ordered a pizza. A nice girl delivered it.
What happened to the girl? Hold on. Don't stop there. Pizza girl? What happened to the pizza girl, Nathan?
It took a week of days to get that pizza girl to smile.
I
And
see.
you know what did it? A tip, as much as the pizza cost. So money does make you happy.
Date pizza girl. Are you gonna follow up on that? You obviously worked very hard.
It took a week of...
Okay, how about I just type in date?
I've got nothing to tell you.
Alright. Do you know, what else can you tell me about Dr. Dekker?
I've told you all I know about Dr. Dekker. He started out good, then turned a bit crazy towards the end.
That's what everybody
When you
keeps
start
saying.
giving people more problems as a therapist, that's a bit crazy.
Fair point. What problems did he give you?
Started out with depression. Now I seem to repeat days. Even if you don't believe the repeat days, then I clearly have extra mental health problems that he's given me.
Okay, that's actually true, because a lot of people seem to have come in with something and then leave with something else. Bryce came in with depression, and now he has those extra days. So people seem to come in with one problem and leave with more than one. Why was Dekker crazy?
I think they possibly cursed other people, a bit like he cursed me. Sometimes you could see he was bursting to tell me about it, but he couldn't. He was ecstatic with power.
Like his madness was infectious? How did he curse you?
Curse, or remembered. I was hoping he'd forget. It's going to sound crazy. Dr. Dekker said I would never be able to move forward until I came to terms with my grief. So from this point on, I start to relive the same day over and over again until I made something of it.
Okay.
I believed him.
Right, and that's why you're burning the stuff. Why did you believe Dekker?
I remember I said, you can't just say things and they happen. He laughed and laughed. I think he was going mad. He said he'd give me a demonstration.
Demonstration? What demonstration?
His hand outstretched and told me to look at the flame. There was no flame, and then there was. He was holding a flame in his hand that had come out of nowhere. And he tried to hypnotize me to make me forget it.
Okay, weird. He's willing a lot of stuff to happen. But you remember the flame even though he hypnotized
I
you.
didn't forget seeing the flame. He wanted me to forget it all, but I didn't. For whatever reason, he couldn't undo what he'd done. I was scared. I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
Got it. And you still keep seeing this therapist regardless. Why were you scared?
I was scared what Dr. Dekker would do to me if he found out I still knew. So I had to play along. Keep coming to the sessions. Pretend I hadn't seen what he'd done. It was awful, because I was suffering through the same days over and over again. But I couldn't talk to him about it, because he'd know.
Okay. Why did he want you to forget what you'd
He'd
seen?
become bored of me, so I got much of my insight from calls or messages he'd take during our sessions. I think because he hypnotized me, he didn't want to play with me anymore. So I got basic therapist.
Got it. What's a basic
He
therapist?
told me lots of people get depression. To become more active, see more people. And although he wouldn't always be there to listen, Jaya would be.
Jaya, my assistant? Do you know her
Jaya's
well?
a great listener. Much better than Dr. Dekker. I think she would have made a great psychiatrist. Do you know, he tried to fire her.
Wait, I thought Jaya said that she never talked to Nathan, that he only gave her a hello. These people are all full of shit. They're all lying to my face. Dr. Dekker fired her. We knew that.
Fired her. Jed told me about it. You should ask her.
I have asked her, but she said that all you ever said to her was a really sad hello and that you didn't speak any more about it.
I didn't notice
Bunch
Dr.
of
Dekker
liars.
had a paper spike. I haven't really seen more than a foot in front of me since Hannah died.
Okay. Did you kill Dekker so you wouldn't have to suffer through repeat date? Oh, no. Okay, so we're on yellow with Nathan. This guy is new, but let's talk to Jaya first. This Jaya was fired. We knew that already. She gave us her termination letter, right? How are you today, Jaya?
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling.
Okay.
I emailed you Marianna's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
What? Why would I want her address? What are you talking about?
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it. It's all right. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them.
I didn't text you nothing. Home visits.
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Marianna. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office.
She didn't
I
tell
hope
me
you're
that.
not thinking of doing the same thing.
I am
I
not.
need you right where I can see you.
I don't trust Marianna either, just like I don't trust any of y'all. Are you spying on me? Okay, how about anything else to share about Dekker?
I honestly think that you're curing me with all this grief counselling. You know, we don't really have to talk about Dr. Dekker from now on if you don't want to. We had a connection, but it's gone now.
Okay. Let's try this. Fired.
That's not something I know about.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Nathan. How about Nathan? Because Nathan says that you and him were like BFFs, and you told me he didn't say boo to you.
I was a bit of a shoulder to cry on for Nathan. He told me a lot of things about Dr. Dekker that I probably shouldn't have heard, and I'm not about to repeat to you either. Why? What did he say about me?
Now what can I say that you were fired? Fired?
That's a strange question to...
It's not a strange question to ask. I should ask Marianna. Nathan says Jaya was fired. How about were you fired? Were you fired?
Have you been taking notes in our session, Doctor? Perhaps you should check them?
Oh, maybe because we already found that out. Because she gave us the evidence. We have her termination letter. We knew that she was fired already. She gave that to us forever ago. Shall we talk about grief today?
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're going to ask me how I feel today?
I can ask that, Jaya. Can I just ask, how are you? How are you?
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Marianna's address.
Right, well, you already gave me that then. What connection did you have with Dr. Dekker that's no longer there?
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Marianna around.
You see her as competition? Really? Is Marianna competition for Dr. Dekker's affections?
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Marianna was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
Wait. Don't stop doing what you're doing. Wait, hold on. Marianna... dating?
I don't know anything about that.
Yes, you do. You were just telling me about it. Don't do that to me. Oh, no. Okay, why was it a stronger
Dr. Dekker
connection?
and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
I have not. Do you want to tell me about it? I haven't read it.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Like Dr. Dekker's patients are his disciples? And he was... What's psychokinesis?
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas. Shoot me, I'm a Kojak fan.
Okay. Do you believe in psychokinesis? Because a lot of people that are coming to this office seem to believe it.
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Well, they all do. They all seem to think that they've changed the world in some way or another. Is it common?
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis.
Yeah, we've met them all.
Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
We've met all of these people. Why would someone send them here?
It's entirely possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder.
She's talking about Claire. Hold on. Claire? She's talking about Claire.
I don't know everything. I know...
I'm gonna get you, Jaya. I'm gonna get you. Alright, hold on. What approach would you take with psychokinetic patients? What approach?
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
Yeah, that's the problem I've been having. I don't know if I should be indulging these people in their delusions or if I should be calling them out on it. I guess be passive, because I don't want to encourage them, but I also don't want to take them away.
Things could escalate. Building trust is one thing, but at what cost?
I mean, you're right. Anyway, any news on Ben? Ben is the guy that discovered Dr. Dekker's body.
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000, and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
What he saw? What are you talking about? I thought he found a body. What did he see?
He thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. But
okay.
At least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
Okay, that's fair. That makes sense. What did you do on Valentine's, Jaya?
I didn't go out for Valentine's. I was at home. Wait. Actually, I did come up to the office at about 9. I'd forgotten a USB stick that had some files I was working on.
Hold on. He died around that time. Time of death. Between 8:30 and 10:30 p.m. on Valentine's. It was discovered at 10:20, but he was dead by the time you got here. Wait, Dekker, time of death? I'm trying here with these questions, people. She was here at the time that he was dead. Based on the crime report.
I honestly think that you're curing me.
I'm gonna get you. Tell me about the paper spike.
It's in that police report that I gave to you. You should really take a look at it.
I did. Honey, do you want to tell me about it? Are you spying on me?
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak.
Ooh, comic
Make
reference.
sure you're helping, not hindering.
Okay. Was Dr. Dekker helping, or was he hindering his patients?
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
Seems that way. How did he lose sight of
He
things?
was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
What was that? What was his turning point?
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
I'm trying. Dr. Alderby in our last video was the guy that showed up and was the one that was talking about Cthulhu and chaos. So around the time the professor showed up at the office, and he's on the board of trustees, around the time he showed up was the time that Dr. Dekker's switched, and he started doing some nutty things. So this person is new. I don't know Professor Warwick. Who are you, friend?
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Dekker?
He dead. He in the ground.
Is he really? Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then?
What? He was your adversary?
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
Do you want to expand upon that?
Do you really want to know? Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in. Well, it started with an experiment.
Go on. Tell me everything. What experiment are you talking about? What was it?
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
No. No, I have not heard of it.
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive.
Right.
Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
What did you apply it to?
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability. But then, I changed a parameter.
What did you change?
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So, I simply upped the stakes. Every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. For a while.
What? Why did it stop working? I'm still a little bit confused about this. I understand the alternate universe theory. I'm trying to figure out what he's getting at here.
Dr. Dekker killed it, and I can't get it back.
Killed what?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done.
Oh.
But Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
Okay, so he's saying that because he was so stressed out by betting everything that he had in one spin of the roulette wheel, that he was able to shift his consciousness to an alternate reality just by sheer force of will, so that he won, I guess, is what he's saying. What is the hangman's paradox? I've heard of this before, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
Imagine a judge sentences you to death. Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise. Well,
okay.
Which day do you think you'll be executed?
You couldn't really know. Monday,
Monday
Tuesday?
Does seem likely, yes. Because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then Tuesday won't be a surprise.
Right.
But if you're sure that it's Monday, then that won't be a surprise either, will it? Dekker tricked me.
How?
He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet, that I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working.
Okay.
But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself. And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
Okay. So, why gambling? Yeah, that why gambling? Why?
Gambling? My wife Vanessa left me for a neurosurgeon. She emptied our entire combined wealth into her barrister's wallet. I needed more money. Physics provided me with a solution.
Okay. Tell me about your wife.
We were married for 14 years, 7 months, and 3 days. Vanessa couldn't have children. At least that's what she told me. She grounded me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. Part of me always thought that one day I'd achieve immortality through science and we'd be... It wasn't to be, though.
Yeah, you're a little bit unhinged, too. Did it bother you that you couldn't have children with your wife?
Yes, it bothered me. Especially now that I find out that she's pregnant. Oh, no, it wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems. I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline. But I'm not a killer, it would seem.
Okay. Why would Dekker hate you for becoming rich and powerful?
Honestly? Well, I think he feared quantum physics. He didn't like things being explained in terms of science. Almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
Like Cthulhu. What were you doing on Valentine's night when he died?
I was at a fundraiser for a charity called Mind Stretch Outreach. Don't know how I got roped into that. I can't remember. But it was full of very clever children with bizarre outlooks on life. And Jaya. It was Jaya who asked me to go.
Why did... How well did you know her?
Oh, she's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now.
She is.
Yeah, she always
I don't like her either.
Smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. That smile. Which reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now?
I would like to. Let's talk about your problem, honey. What do you think?
I'm not a gambler, Doctor. I'm a scientist. I need more money. It's true I've run out of money for my research. An opportunity has arisen.
What research? Wait, well, let's do this. What's Mind Stretch Outreach? This is the fundraiser he was attending.
It's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though.
Okay. What's quantum tunneling?
You're going to have to Google that, Doctor, I'm afraid. I'm not a walking Wikipedia. I'd love to tell you, but I am paying you by the hour.
You came in here and you started talking about quantum physics. I know Schrodinger's cat. Don't be a jerk. What research? What research are you looking up?
Quantum gambling. It's a pet project. It's got nothing to do with work. But if I don't have significant amounts of money to lose, then there won't be enough jeopardy for the experiment to work.
Okay. So you have to bet everything in order to shift consciousness to another alternate reality. What opportunity has arisen for you?
A very wealthy group of individuals have offered to pay me a very large sum of money if I attend their next private soiree. They don't want a talk or anything like that. They want a practical demonstration.
Okay. What sort of demonstration?
They'll pay me £1 million if I can successfully survive 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I am worried because of what Dr. Dekker said, but Well,
6 rounds?
I can't help but thinking that the stakes are so high I can't possibly lose.
With a revolver?
What do you think, Doctor? Should I take them up on their offer?
No, a revolver only holds 6 bullets. No, don't take the offer.
No, I suppose you're right. In a darker timeline, you probably said yes, and I'm dead now. I earn good money where I work. How do I stop losing it?
Stop gambling. Yeah, stop gambling.
I take your point. But I suppose to decide whether to continue gambling or to stop gambling is a gamble within itself, isn't it?
No. Stop
Well,
gambling.
My time is up. Will we be having another session or... No, don't answer that. It'll turn you into a gambler like me. Infectious. Isn't it?
Oh, he's gone. I can't ask him any more questions. Alright, hold on. So what is psychokinesis? I should definitely Marianna about Dekker's home visits. Alright, so now we can go back to our second round of questioning with these people. This is getting good. I really like this. This is only like day 3 of our playthrough, and this is really cool. This is getting good. Alright, so what do I want to ask you? Claire. Your husband is dead, but you say he's not dead. How is it possible that David was brought back to life?
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
I don't know. Do you think you might be seeing David's ghost? Is David not human? Are you lying to me? Is David not human?
Since I brought him back, I felt that there was something different about him. Something not quite right. I think it's his brain. But how ludicrous that you can bring someone back in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that book, Pet Cemetery. Funnily
That did not
enough,
end well for
he
anyone.
does smell of earth, but that's because he spends most of his time out hunting.
Okay. Are you lying about never seeing Dekker outside of your sessions?
How astute, Doctor. Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Dekker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session.
Okay. Did you speak to the girl at the lake house?
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just watched her from the bedroom window. She'd caught a fish. She was holding it in her hands.
Why did that make you uneasy? What did she do with it?
I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
Ooh, that was super unnerving. Don't do that ever again. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hold on. We had something to ask her. Marianna's dream can mean many different things. She's with the girl in Dekker's. Okay, why don't we, can I ask you just about Iris? Iris. Bryce?
What? She was actually his prisoner.
Ah.
Bryce saved Iris? So, that's 2 favors I owe Bryce now. And Iris? I'd probably have stopped her death if I'd known it was real. I suppose I should have a chat with her now.
Interesting. Are you lying about David being alive?
If David doesn't exist, then that means that I really did kill him. He really is buried, and I really should be going to prison for a very long time. That just doesn't seem right to me. It's more probable that I reanimated him under Dr. Dekker's guidance.
Wait, Dr. Dekker told you to reanimate him? Hold on. Dekker. David. Did she say that before?
I don't understand what you're getting at, Doctor.
Did she say that Dr. Dekker told him to reanimate? I have no idea. Do you might
I
be seeing
assure
David's
you.
ghost?
David is not a ghost. I've touched him.
What else can we ask you? Anything might be saying David's ghost? Iris, Bryce. I asked her about that. It says Jay was fired. I'm really interested in Claire now. I wasn't before. In the ground. Hold on. In the ground.
Well, that's what he would say, isn't it?
I guess that's what he would say. I'm going to be to a police station. In the ground. Claire says the ground. Dekker's office. Should tell Bryce that Claire says he's been smuggling bodies. Okay. Let's go back to Bryce then, because he seemed to be pretty connected with Claire in this episode. So, hold on a second. Smuggling bodies. Smuggling bodies. Let's see if we can get a reaction out of him. This is so cool.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor.
He doesn't want to answer. Okay. How was your
I
job,
put my
Bryce?
hand through a rusty nail at work today.
Oh.
It hurt like hell and bled like I'd been shot. I closed my eyes and thought, this isn't happening. The nail is just a worm, and it will wriggle through me. When I looked back, can you guess what I saw?
Blood, I imagine. What did you see?
When I looked back at my hand, it was healed. Look, see?
Yeah, all you people seem to think you're psychokinetics. How did your hand heal?
My hand had healed. The nail had become a worm and was wriggling in my palm. It was like a little miracle.
A little miracle, you
like
say?
Magic.
How do you think magic killed your hand,
really
Bryce?
Say miracle or magic. They're words that Dr. Dekker used when he tried to get you to think things and make them real. But do you think it's real, Doctor? That magic is real?
I do not think magic is real. I am not feeding your delusions any longer. No, magic
So
isn't real.
I envy you, Doctor. I wish I could be so sure.
No, I need to stop feeding these people's delusions. It's going to come back and bite me in the ass. Why did you say aft port side? Oh, the pallbearers. He was talking about the pallbearers.
I find using nautical terms to describe the position of pallbearers fitting. Plus, most of them are 3 sheets to the wind. You know, drunk.
Right, I got that. Do you drink? Just curious. If that could have anything to do with your problems.
That means nothing to me. Yes, Vienna.
Okay, never mind. Have you seen Jessica again?
Is a beautiful woman. I've not spied on her since the incident we talked about. I have real feelings for her, Doctor. I just...
So weird.
We've never connected.
Well, because you're busy taking naked pictures of her during your midnight hour. Maybe try talking to her.
Doctor. Thank you. It's nice you think I'm capable of such basic interaction with females.
Only just barely.
But I'm still in awe of her, really. I will think about it, though.
I want to ask him another question. I think you healed your hand. Paper says, what do you do with the chain girl? Claire asked you to do about the open till. I want to ask him about the disc that was in his room. Can I ask you about that disc?
In simple terms, I've got...
You do have something to say. You said you had something on the disc in your room. I'm going to spell it a British way.
I don't know what you're getting at.
I'm going to figure you out. You had something in your room. Have you taken any more photographs? Can I ask you that? Of people? Photographs?
Don't know.
You're killing me here. Okay, fine. We'll talk to someone else. Let's talk to Elin. What else do we have to ask her? Why did you say I'm not going to die soon, Elin?
As far as I know, it only works on people who are close to death. That's the whole point of it. I have to hold their hand, and they have to think of the person, and they have to be near death.
Okay.
And those seem to be the 3 criteria.
Okay. So she's another one that thinks that she has psychokinetic abilities, but only works on people who are near death. Why didn't you want me to know about Dr. Dekker's
Just
mother?
makes things complicated, doesn't it? I knew Dr. Dekker's mother before I started seeing Dr. Dekker. She's dead, and now he's dead. I'm sure you're going to have a field day with it.
Did you know that she was the mother?
That's the reason I came to see him. I knew she was dying, but he refused to talk to me unless I booked a session, so I did. And well, here we are.
That's weird. He didn't want to talk to you? Why did he refuse to talk to you?
I told Dr. Dekker that his mum was dying, that he should see her before it's too late. But he wasn't interested. It wasn't like he hated her. It was just like it wasn't important.
Okay.
He asked me to take care of it for him. He did send his assistant along to see her once. Sorry, your assistant.
Jaya seems to have a lot of connections with these people too outside of the office. That seems super shady. She seems to know about everybody's business outside of the office. What did Dr. Dekker mean by take care of it?
About the second, third session we had. He said he could tell that I was a good person, that I wanted to help people, and that I should think really hard about how I could do that. That's how I discovered shifting.
Interesting. Was it his idea?
All Dr. Dekker did was encourage me to think. But the shifting, that's all me. And my mum's a psychic, and my sister's an empath, but I was just ordinary. I always felt like I wasn't special, like I was missing out. But I wasn't. I just hadn't discovered what I could do yet. Sarah Dekker was one of the first ones I tried shifting for.
Who did you appear to her as? An empath. Empath is someone that, like, feels other people's emotions, right?
I don't really know what an empath is. I should probably Google it sometime.
I think that's what it is. I think it's somebody that can experience other people's emotions. How is your mom psychic?
My mum's got these spirit guides and they tell her things. Mostly about my love life, it would seem.
Okay. Did you shift for Sarah?
I didn't really know what I was doing that first time. I mean, I didn't actually expect anything to happen. I just thought, what would really help this woman? I thought maybe she would just imagine that he was there. But it actually happened. I changed into him, Dr. Dekker. It blew my mind.
Okay. No, I'm sure there's something else we should ask. What is psychokinesis? Should we ask her if she's... What else should we ask her? Shift... Dekker?
Ask me something else. That one's a dud.
I don't think it's a dud, honey. Have you ever shifted into... I don't know what else we should ask her. Should we ask her about Max? That was the name of her previous boyfriend, right?
Let's talk about something else.
Oh, you people are killing me. Give me more clues. All right, Marianna. What do you mean they disappear? We're talking about the people that she would kiss and they would follow her.
They don't just disappear into thin air. I think they return to the place I found them. But I've not run into the same person twice.
That's weird. You're okay with men buying you drinks?
It's just good manners to accept when someone offers to buy you a
Even though you
drink.
don't drink?
I'm a very good-natured girl.
Are you? Because you're a liar. Because you said you didn't drink. You don't drink. Vodka, right? The vodka shots? That she doesn't drink?
You're not getting it.
You're not getting it. You're a liar. Oh, I hate it. Do people ever follow you home?
Yes. They follow me home. They're silent. It's like a trance.
Okay, so that's like her ability. She, I guess, gets people to pay attention to her. Do they follow you to bed?
There was one guy. A real gym body. I let him into the bedroom, but nothing. Nothing I did would stop him just staring at me. It was creepy.
Yeah, it's a little bit unnerving.
Got him to follow me outside, and then I just shut the door.
Okay. Why are you good-natured?
Don't you think I'm sweet, Doctor?
I think you're a lot of things. I don't think you're sweet. No, you're not
Okay,
sweet.
then.
Talk to me about Dr. Dekker.
Still talking about him? And I thought you were just interested in me, Doctor.
You are not sweet. You are sinister. Did Dr. Dekker visit you at home?
Dr. Dekker suggested home visits. I think he was probably checking up on his investment. You're not thinking of doing home visits, are you, Doctor?
Absolutely not. I've said that since day one. No.
That's good. I'm not sure I can afford any more of your time.
Good, you won't be getting it. You get me for the hour here, and then that's it. Oh, you are so shifty. Oh, that's just so frustrating. You don't drink, and you keep saying that men buy you drinks and you go out to bars. Anyway, here's Nathan. Did you kill Dekker so you wouldn't have to suffer through repeat days?
I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I wanted to be as far away from him as possible. I don't know who did.
Okay. Oh, that's it? That's the only question we can ask him? Hold on. Nathan says Jerry was fired. Or something. Maybe she's making it up. I'm going to pretend to be Hilda's daughter. Claire Bryce says her husband's in the ground. I don't think there's anything else we should ask him. Unless we just ask him about Jaya. Jaya fired?
Jaya was a great listener. Much better than Dr. Dekker. I think she would have made a great psychiatrist. Do you know, he tried to fire her.
Yeah, no, we already asked her about that. Can I just ask you about Jaya, or you're not going to tell me anything new?
Jaya was a great listener.
No, you're not going to tell me anything new. Okay, so let's talk to, Jaya. Why couldn't Marianna concentrate in the
Honestly,
office?
I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Marianna, or
Yeah, no,
vice versa. I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Yeah, I do. Give me those tapes. Yes.
It was a joke, Doctor. I guess we found our level.
Really? So you lied to the police about being at home.
I'm happy for you to tell the police whatever you want about me. I mean, who needs trust in our work environment?
You were here at 9 o'clock, and he died between the hours of 8:30 and 10:30. Did you see anyone else here?
I didn't see anyone else. I didn't hang around. It's just a USB stick. I got in, I got the data, I got out. I'm basically special ops.
Interesting. What do you know about Dr. Dekker's mother?
Dr. Dekker did send me to see his mother once. She was dying in a nursing home and he didn't want to see her. I remember him calling her a manipulative, evil old hag.
It's probably not good.
To ask any more questions after that.
Right. Do you work from home often?
I can work from home if you want me to. Is that what you're asking? There's lots of bookkeeping to be done. You'd be surprised.
I want to keep you where I can watch you, actually. What did you need it for?
I was cross-referencing the patient files for Dr. Dekker, and I copied everything onto a USB drive. I was terrified it had all gone missing. Can you imagine the trouble we'd get into if the patient files suddenly turned up on the internet?
Probably a lot. Why were you cross-referencing the patient files?
He wanted me to look up birth mothers and other family tree information. It's like he was seeing if all of his patients were descendants of the same line. Well, spoiler alert, they weren't.
Interesting. Why would he care about that? Why are we still working for Dr. Dekker if you've been fired?
Research is research. What's good for one doctor is good for the next. They don't throw out the old TARDIS, do they?
The TARDIS. Why does grief sound like being whipped?
That was a strange thing to say, wasn't it? Whipped. Am I all whips and chains in the bedroom or dominant in the boardroom? Don't answer that, it's not a question. It's early days for a harassment suit yet, what with Ben's nervous shock already.
Okay. I don't think I have any other questions to ask. I'd like to maybe think of like some other questions that I could type out, but I can't think of any. What is psychokinesis? I should ask Marianna. Can I ask you anything else about his home visits? Or you're not gonna tell me? Home visits.
Dr. Dekker.
No. Dekker crush. Crush.
Are we still talking about him?
I am interested in you. I'm interested in the fact that you're a liar. Dekker dating. This will be my last one.
Are we still?
I feel like there's more stuff for me to ask, and I can't think of what I should be asking them and how I should phrase it. What happened? Did they follow her? Maybe on stream. Like, I don't know what else I should be following up on. I mean, they disappear.
It's just good manners to accept when someone offers to buy you a drink. I'm a very good-natured girl.
I know you say that. I don't think you are. All right, let's proceed to the next day. I can't think of anything else to ask these people. Oh, that's frustrating. If I had all day, I'd just sit here and I'd review information.
You can stop looking at me like that. You've made me do this. I don't try and escape. You're all tied up. Now tell me the truth. Is this a dream?
What? I don't know what's happening right now. I don't like what's happening. But we've been recording for a while now, so I think we'll pause here. In our next video, we'll see what's going on with Jaya. We'll leave it as kind of like a little cliffhanger. I'm really liking this game. I didn't think I was going to like it this much, because I didn't know anything about it. But finding out all these little quips about these people and figuring out how to ask the right questions and diving a little bit deeper into their psyches is really cool. Like, how much of this is real and how much of this is all in their heads. But anyway, this has been episode 3 of the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. Excuse me. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like and subscribe for more like this. And I'm not sure how long the playthrough is going to be on this, so we'll keep at it until we reach a conclusion. But I appreciate y'all watching, and I will catch you for the next one. Peace!